She was warm yesterday, distant today. One moment, she's laughing at your jokes, leaning in, holding your hand, and the next, she seems distracted, unavailable, or even cold. Most men panic when this happens. They think, did I say something wrong? Did she lose interest overnight? But here's the truth. When a woman creates distance, it's not always about rejection. Often, she's testing something deeper. A safety check, a reset, a way to measure whether your connection is built on strength or fragile insecurity. In this documentary, we'll explore the psychology of why women pull away, not as a punishment, but as a test, and more importantly, how to respond without losing yourself in the process. Distance in relationships is one of the most confusing signals men face. It feels counterintuitive. Why would someone who claims to care suddenly withdraw? But psychology reveals that pulling away is not random. It's a behavior rooted in biology, emotion, and self-protection. And once you understand the patterns, you'll see that distance is less about rejection and more about clarity. Human beings are wired to seek closeness, but also to protect themselves from vulnerability. Women, especially, may create distance as a way of managing emotional exposure. Here's why. Fear of losing control. Getting too close too fast can feel overwhelming. Distance becomes a pause button to regain balance. Safety check. Subconsciously, she wants to know if you'll respect her space. Will you stay grounded, or will you chase desperately? Emotional regulation. Sometimes she simply needs to recalibrate. Pulling back allows her to sort through feelings privately before re-engaging. What feels like rejection is often just self-protection. Here's where most men fail. When she pulls away, panic sets in. They text more. They call more. They demand answers. What's wrong? Did I do something? But in her mind, the distance itself is the test. She's watching not just what you say, but how you handle the uncertainty. If you crumble, chase, or overreact, it signals insecurity. But if you stay steady, respectful, and patient, it signals strength. Distance, then, becomes less about her doubts and more about your response. Think of distance like a safety mechanism in attraction. Psychologists call this a protest behavior, not because she wants to push you away permanently, but because she wants to see if the bond is resilient. It's her way of asking silently, will you respect me even when I'm not giving you constant reassurance? Can I trust that you won't fall apart when things feel uncertain? Are you strong enough to give me space without losing yourself? Ironically, the men who pass this test aren't the ones who fight to close the distance. They're the ones who allow it, calmly, without resentment. When faced with distance, men often jump to conclusions. Here are the most common and damaging misinterpretations. She doesn't love me anymore. Wrong. Distance often comes from emotional processing, not lack of love. I must fix this immediately. The urge to fix often creates pressure, which pushes her further away. She's seeing someone else. While possible, it's rarely the first explanation. More often, it's about emotional balance, not betrayal. The danger is not the distance itself, but how men misread it and overreact. From an evolutionary perspective, women are wired to test consistency. Historically, survival depended on choosing partners who were reliable, patient, and emotionally strong. Distance serves as a filter. By stepping back, she unconsciously measures. Will he remain stable under pressure? Will he respect boundaries without resentment? Is his attraction built on strength, not desperation? In this sense, pulling away is less about her and more about you proving resilience without words. Beyond attraction tests, distance often plays a role in emotional regulation. For many women, emotions are deeply intertwined with daily experiences. Stress from work, family, or personal struggles can spill into the relationship. Pulling away provides space to process those emotions without projecting them onto the partner. This doesn't mean she loves less. It means she's recalibrating internally before re-engaging. And here's the key. Respecting that process builds trust. Pressuring her through it erodes it. Let's look at how men typically fail. Over-pursuit. Flooding her with texts or calls. This screams insecurity. Anger or guilt trips. Demanding explanations, making her feel guilty for needing space. Silent resentment. Pretending to be fine, but secretly stewing with bitterness. All three reactions communicate the same thing: a lack of emotional stability. And nothing kills attraction faster. So, how do you pass the distance test? Stay grounded. Don't chase. Keep living your life. Show that your world doesn't collapse because she needs space. Respect boundaries. If she pulls back, allow it. Give her room without sulking or punishing her. Respond, don't react. If she reaches out, engage warmly, but without bringing up guilt or complaints. Consistency over panic. Continue showing stability in your words, actions, and demeanor. The man who passes the test isn't the loudest, the neediest, or the most persuasive. He's the one who remains calm in uncertainty. Of course, not all distance is a test. Sometimes repeated withdrawal signals deeper issues: lack of attraction, unresolved conflict, or emotional disconnection. The danger is in ignoring the difference. Occasional distance is normal. Chronic distance is a red flag. The key is discernment. Knowing when to give space and when to address the pattern directly. Distance is not the end of connection. It's the test of connection. When she pulls away, she's not always asking if you'll chase. She's asking if you'll stand still, strong, calm, and respectful of her process. In the end, the men who succeed in love are not those who eliminate distance, but those who navigate it with wisdom. So the next time she steps back, don't rush to close the gap. Ask yourself, am I reacting from fear or responding with strength? Because in the silent space between closeness and distance, true attraction is either lost or built forever.